So, welcome to the Monday Facebook Live in my Facebook group, Reclaim Your Wild Business Coaching with Shannon Whaley. And today we are talking about how to start scaling, what that looks like, what that conversation even starts to look like. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser of the event that I have planned for next Monday. And so I'll be doing a 2-hour workshop, which is called Stack to Scale, which is very exciting. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what it means to start scaling your business as you start looking forward. This conversation really is geared for people who are moving into 5K months and higher cash months in their businesses. In the mastermind, there are 2 different pods. One is 0 to 5K. If you're making 0 to 5K in your business. And so we are predominantly working on really refining your one-on-one program, beefing it up if it needs to be beefed up, getting the messaging right so that you're speaking directly to the people who need it. All of my clients raise their rates. And so what that means when that happens, regardless of what pod you're in for that, is that you are now talking to a different person. So your messaging is going to change a little bit. So that's what we're working on. And we're working predominantly on filling up your one-on-one, really nailing that messaging, building your confidence and getting those skills down, learning how to launch. And then as you move into the expansion pod, where you're making upwards of 5K and more a month, then we're going to be talking about scaling and what that looks like. So wherever you are in your business, even if you aren't at the 5K level, this is definitely a conversation that you still want to stay in and be around. And the cool part in the mastermind is that you still have access to the pod calls for the expansion pod, even if you are in the essential pod. So you will still have access to conversations like this when you join. There's 2 spots left in the 0 to 5K pod, and then there's 5 spots left in the 5 to 15K pod. So let's talk about the need to scale your coaching business and why this is just super important as you start to grow your business. So you have a limited amount of time during the week. So as I start to work with my clients, we really want to be looking at how many days a week do you want to be working? How many hours a day do you want to be working? How many client calls can you actually take a day? I do not necessarily recommend going back to back to everybody, right? Like that's something that I do. I might do just like 2 calls back to back. But they're 50-minute sessions. So I have a 10-minute break in between. And then also I only coach 3 days a week. And so I need to have closer appointments, and my time is limited because I live in Italy and my clients are typically in the US or Canada. And so I'm either 6 to 9 hours ahead. So as you can see, my window of working gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So if I didn't have group programs, I just like simply couldn't work and have the impact that I want to have. And I couldn't reach as many people as I want to reach. So when you have a shorter amount of time, also as you run an anti-hustle business, you don't have to work 5, 6, 7 days a week. You can work 2, 3 days a week and still make the money that you want to be making. So as a coach, your time and your energy are really finite. So don't forget also about your energy. You might have the time in your day, but you just don't have that energy. And especially depending on what work you're doing, you need rest in between your sessions. And you need to take care of yourself. And so with one-on-one sessions, you're really limited in how many clients you can take and really serve effectively and powerfully. And people really forget this. They think, I have a lot of clients who are new to coaching, right? And they join the mastermind and they're like, I want like 10 to 15 clients. And that's a great goal. And also if you were charging enough, and you don't need that many clients. And so my goal for all of my clients is to help them get a baseline of whatever feels expansive to them and where they're actually like paying their bills and have left over. I'm not shooting for just getting by. I'm always shooting for more than enough, and what that looks like. And that looks different for every client, right? And so my goal with all of my clients in the essential pod, the 0 to 5K pod, is helping them build up to their baseline of whatever that's 2K a month, 3K, 5K. And depending on how big of a business you want, not everybody wants a 10K a month business, right? There's a lot that goes into that. You need to have team at that point. You need to have more time. And so not everybody necessarily wants a larger business, and totally here for you if you do want that, and have created that for myself. So I know how to help my clients create that. But when you do want to grow your business and scale and have a bigger impact, because if you're not charging enough, then you need more one-on-one clients, and that can be super draining. When you are charging more for your one-on-one, you don't have to have as many people. And then what you start to do is you create that baseline of income. And then we start to have the conversation of, great, now it's time to grow and scale. Let's talk about group programs, workshops, retreats, in-person events, any sort of group experience, because having those different payment plans, you are going to be able to stack your income. That's why this is called stack to scale. You're going to be able to stack your income, stack those payment plans, and that's when your business just fucking starts to take off. So only having one-on-one really restricts your income potential and makes it really difficult for you to scale your business. Take time. If you do want to have an anti-hustle business, which you're in here, so I imagine that's something that you desire, having your eyes set on growing into a more scalable business model is where we want to be focusing on. So the second part to think about with this too, of like the challenges and the limitations, is that your income is dependent on your one-on-one coaching. And I have all of my clients move into packages, not one-offs, because you cannot have income stability if people are just like booking random one-on-one calls with you, right? It really affects the intimacy of the container. It impacts their results as well. So that's stuff that you want to really be thinking about. Most, if not all of my clients move their businesses into packages and also into 6-month programs. Sometimes there's reasons why we don't do 6 months, but usually because what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you space to breathe in your business. We're trying to have you create predictable, stable, consistent income. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that and to be able to predict your income is if you know that for the next 6 months, you have 5 clients on your roster, this money's coming in. And also when you have longer programs, you're not having to like consistently have to have the renewal conversation. If you're only doing 3-month programs, you need to start having the renewal conversation within the second month, like within 6 weeks, right? It just doesn't feel good. It feels really weird. So if you're only doing one-on-one, your income is solely dependent on one-on-one coaching, which really puts you at risk for fluctuations in your income. So like if a client cancels or doesn't renew their coaching package, it can really impact your income and your revenue. And so this lack of income stability can really create uncertainty and panic, and it can make it very challenging to plan for the future. And so this is what we're working on in the mastermind, is how do we create this income stability for you? How can we create this baseline? Because And what happens too is when you're building your business and you're brand new, like you're in the 0 to 5K pod, you're going to have dips. You're going to have, your income's going to rise up. Right. And then, so let's see if I can do this where you can see it. Right. So like, you're going to have this, but like, eventually it starts to go up. Right. So my goal for all of my clients, as we're moving them into the different pods, is like, let's get you at a stabilized 5K so that you're here. And then what happens is at least you have the stabilized 5K, right? And then you have some dips and ebbs and flows, right? As you go into 5K and 15K, but at least you have the baseline of your 5K with the one-on-one. And then this is where your group programs come in. And then let's say you have multiple group programs, right? This is why Anti-Hustle Business School. I have a new program coming out called Conscious Money. So we're going to be talking about money mindset and management and how to feel safe with your money, Ignite. So all of these programs have extended payment plans, right? So it spreads the payments out throughout the year, but it'll make your work more accessible. It creates more income stability, right? So if you know that, like, I would rather have stable, steady income than a ton of pay in fulls, up and down, not being able to predict my income, right? So not everybody loves a 12-month payment plan in their own business. I personally fucking adore it because it means that I can serve more people can access my services, and I can spread those payments out. So I know that I have 12 months. What would change in your business if you had 12 months of predicted income? And we're just going to assume that all of our clients are going to pay. They're going to honor their payment plan. They're not going to, right? Like, they're not going to take what we've taught them and then just like stop paying us. So, does it happen? Yes. Is that the norm? No. So let's just assume, right, that everyone's going to pay for the 12 months. Amazing. What would change in your business if you could predict your income for 12 months? It's a game changer, right? So the third limitation of only having one-on-one, and why we want to start scaling your business as you move into like the 5K months, right? And into the expansion pod of the mastermind, is that this helps with exhaustion and burnout. So constantly working in one-on-one sessions can be really just like physically and emotionally draining. It requires your full attention, your energy, you're soaking up the energy of your clients. And depending on the work that you're doing, if you're doing like really deep healing work with your clients, you're going to need lots of downtime. I highly recommend integration weeks where you take 1 week off at the end, or whatever week you want to do it. I do it the last week of every month, where there's no client calls. I'm actually implementing this into my group programs as well, where I will have no calls whatsoever. Like, I'll have team meetings and stuff, right? But I used to do where I would still run my group programs. We're not even doing that anymore. Like, full just shut down, because we're taking in all that energy from our clients and like what's going on in the world and stuff like that. And so you really want to give yourself the space to recharge, reconnect, feel on fire. And we know this too, that when you have downtime, that's when the ideas drop in. That's when your creativity is sparked. That's where you can like travel and get out and go on bike rides or whatever your thing is, right? You have more time to just like be you. This is why we created this business. So 3 weeks on, 1 week off. If there's 5 weeks in the month, you get 2 weeks off, right? So what a fucking great deal. When you have group programs, it really gives you an opportunity to reach more people in less time. So there's, you know, we just wrapped up Anti-Hustle Biz School. There were, usually about 15 people on the call. I think there were about 30 people registered, but in an hour and 30 minutes, I coached 15 people in some way. They watched me coach. They had their own coaching requests answered, whatever, right? So I impacted 15 people in 90 minutes. It's such a great it's just like such a great way to really grow your business, have a bigger impact, and make more money, right? Let me know if you have any questions. I don't see any coming up, so I'm going to keep going. And then I want to put the link to the event that we're doing. Let's see, is this coming up? So I have, oh, hi, Angie. Here is the sales page, landing page, whatever. It's like late. I'm really supposed to be in bed, but I took a nap, so I think I'll just stay up a little bit longer. So I'm doing a workshop. It's called Stack to Scale, and it's about building a baseline income for your financial freedom and growth. And we're really going to be talking to specifically the people who are already generating 5K or more per month in your business. But if you're not making that, then you still definitely want to be part of this conversation. But we're going to be talking about how to really diversify your income. We're going to look at your business model and start to talk about consulting, training. We're going to talk about, if you're going to do retreats or workshops or group programs and what this looks like. And so you're going to get a 10 out of it regardless. And then, of course, this is all the stuff that we're talking about in the mastermind. So if this is helpful, then definitely join that workshop. If you're still trying to figure out if this mastermind is for you, send me a fucking message. Like, I can't help you if you don't reach out to me. So I need to know that you're interested, right, before I can help you make this decision or help you figure out if this is the program where you want to be. Okay, so I want to talk before we go. I want to talk about the importance of scaling your coaching business, and why this is going to help you. I've been talking a little bit about that, but I want to specifically talk about this more. This is what is going to help you grow your business to those new levels. If you see any coaches who you're like, God, I wish I was making that much money a month. And first of all, decide how much money you want to be making. And then we need to look at your pricing. This is what we do with all of the clients in the mastermind is we look at how much money do you want to be making a month? How much are you charging right now? Where's the discrepancy? I've had people say oh, I want to be making, 5K a month or $10,000 a month. And then they're charging $100 an hour for their coaching. That's not going to work, right? We immediately need to raise your rates, but we also need to work on your mindset. And we probably need to beef up your program so that it feels valuable and worth the amount that you're charging. So having different ways to access your services, whether that is the retreats or the group programs or the workshops or whatever you're doing, is how you're going to extend your reach and have a bigger impact in this world and make a bigger impact on the lives of your clients. And by diversifying your income streams, you get to play and have more fun and show the range of skills that you have. I know a lot of people feel kind of stuck or like they're stagnant when they're only selling their one-on-one, but when you start to grow, right, and you can do these group programs, you're able to show people and teach people the different things that are interesting to you. And so you can break down your one-on-one program into different little programs. And what we're going to be focusing on the mastermind too is how to create programs that lead into one another. Does it make sense if you're creating a program, it just fucking drops them off in the middle of nowhere? We want to be creating programs where they can keep working with you at the lower level until they're ready to move into maybe a higher level, higher investment program with you. So being able to serve more people, it's going to help you have that bigger impact, increase your income, and just really put you on the map in whatever your niche is. And so also, it allows people who maybe can't or aren't ready to invest at that higher level work with you, try you out, see if they want to be working with you in those higher investment containers and programs that you have. So really important to start thinking forward of what this could look like for you. So just as you start to think about this, like really start to imagine the just fucking reach and the incredible impact that you could really be making by serving not just your one-on-one clients and a handful of clients, but this like huge community, and where you're able to serve them on a deeper level, but also at a bigger level. And how would it feel to know that your coaching business is having this big of an impact? That's why we're doing this work, right? Like we want to change lives. And this is how it happens, is being able to have these programs where you can reach so many more people. So the second part, and obviously like this is what we're going for in our businesses. Yes, we want to have an impact, but we also want to be making money, is scaling your coaching business directly correlates to increased revenue and financial stability. And if you're doing it right, profitability, right? So by offering group programs and creating different ways to access your services, you can increase and multiply your income potential so far beyond what one-on-one coaching alone can provide. So unless you want to be charging $5,000 a month for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to have a really hard time hitting those higher income levels unless you charge less for your one-on-one, right? Like maybe you're charging $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, and then you bring in the group stuff, right? So the diversification of your services not only boosts your revenue and just like increases your impact in so many ways, but this is what creates the stable and predictable income flow in your business. So when I'm talking about having that steady, stable, predictable income, this is how my clients and I are doing it. It really helps with the income fluctuations because it gives you a great baseline. And then it gives you the freedom to be able to invest further in your business, sign up for things like the mastermind, travel around the world. I have a client right now who's selling her house, packing her shit up and moving to Mexico. And so when you have this steady, stable income, you can start doing shit like this because you're not always guessing about how much money is coming in every month. So as you start to think about this and what's possible for you in the mastermind, what would it look like for you? What would it mean for you to have that consistent and stable income? What would change in your life? What would change if you finally felt that you had financial security in your business? It's a huge one because so many of us, and we'll get into like spending and budgeting and all of that too, but so many of us, especially when we're first starting out or as we're scaling, right, we don't feel that safety or that financial security in our businesses. And that is the goal for all of my clients to experience, no matter what level you're at. So what would it look like for you? What would it mean? What's it worth for you to have consistent, steady, stable income that provides you financial security, while also giving you the freedom to explore and travel and do all of that? Priceless, right? And so the last part that I want to talk about before I eat some dinner at 10 o'clock at night and go to bed is one of the main perks that I've been talking about this whole time is being able to leverage your time and expertise. So scaling your business allows you to just do this more effectively, right? So one-on-one coaching sessions, it has its time and place. It's super fucking valuable. Some people don't even want group programs. They want to just move right into your one-on-one, right? And it's a significant investment. Some people aren't ready to make that, or they need your support, like in my business, right? join Anti-Hustle Business School, join Conscious Money, join Ignite, join the lower level programs, and let's get you into the more stable income, build out your programs, refine your messaging. That's what all of these programs are for, right? So as you can see too, I have taken parts of my one-on-one and created programs around what I talk to my one-on-one clients about, what I talk to my mastermind clients about. So that's where Anti-Hustle Business School came from, was that I was talking to my one-on-one clients about how to build their business. I'm like, well, why don't I just create a group program for these people, raise my rates for one-on-one, so I am bringing in people who already have businesses, and then I'll create a program around storytelling and social media marketing for people who really want to work on that. And then now we have a program coming out that's all around like money and feeling safe and all of that, right? So these are all things that lead into one another, and you can still get coached until you're ready to move into the next level of services with me. That's what we want to be doing in your business, because we my throat chakra. We really want to be leveraging your time and your expertise, and we want to be highlighting what you're really fucking good at. And that's hard to do in your one-on-one, right? You can only serve so many people at one time. So by incorporating, so group programs, it could be digital products. Maybe you run a group program live once and then you turn it into an evergreen product. There's so many different ways to do this. You can leverage your time by serving lots of different clients simultaneously. You can run multiple programs at the same time if you have the capacity and the team and the bandwidth, right? But there's just so much that you can do with this. And having the scalability really enables you to just skyrocket your impact and your income potential without compromising the quality of your services, right? So if you have too many one-on-one clients, you're going to be burnt out. You're not going to want to show up on calls. You're feeling resentful. That's not how we want to be showing up with our clients. So when you are getting paid what you want to be getting paid, when the work and what you're putting out feels like it's being reflected back to you in your bank account, there's nothing like that. It's just so powerful, right? So think about this, and I'll leave you with this. So how would it feel to multiply the impact of your coaching that you're already having with your one-on-one by serving more clients without having to sacrifice that personalized attention, the touch points that you have, right? And without sacrificing the value that you provide and the impact that you want to have. So think about and imagine just the freedom that will come with that and the fulfillment, right? Like if you only have 5 one-on-one clients on your roster versus having 30 people or 35 people, 35 clients at one time, that's fucking powerful. Don't get freaked out. I know that sometimes people are like, oh God, 35 people, but just remember this too. As you grow your business, you start to hire team, you create processes that really simplify the back end of your business. So you're not doing all of the things maybe that you're doing right now. I am literally creating content and doing Facebook Lives and writing newsletter, like writing emails and stuff like that. And holding the space for what, 33, I mean, there's more than that now because I have the mastermind, right? So like upwards of like 50 clients at any time. But that's my job, is to hold this space for the clients. And I have a team who handles reminders, Facebook group stuff, posting like things all over the place. And so just remember that as you grow your business, that you will be expanding your support network, whether that's hiring me and having somebody walk you through this, or having the team. So what I will say with this mastermind is that you have me and my team in your business. You have my business manager leading an operations call every month, so you can get help with onboarding, streamlining your processes, how to get paid, how to put links in different places, right? So that's what Hannah's there for. You also have my diversity, equity, and inclusion coach, VP Wright, who is leading office hours and also leading one-on-one calls with everybody in the mastermind to help you if you want to start implementing scholarships or sliding scale, or you want to be working on having more inclusive language in your business, then she is the person to come to and go to the office hours calls and all of that. So we have all of the bases covered for you in this program, and we will take excellent care of you over the next 6 months. So if this has been helpful, either get your ass into the mastermind and we'll just cut to the chase, or if you want more information and want more support around scaling and what that looks like and starting to put things into place, then join us join me, it's just me, us, on the workshop that we're doing next Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I will see you next week during the workshop. Drop any questions that you have below. I'm happy to answer them for you, and I will see you on the internet. Bye.